Hello everybody, Erica Sirwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs, and we're going to make this beautiful card featuring several new products from Stampin' Up. This beautiful butterfly and some of the texture stamps are from the Beauty Abounds bundle. Here's the stamp set, and the framelits are quite large. There are 20 framelits in here. You can use these to You cut them all at once and they stay connected, and then you layer this one over it. But today we're just going to use this part. Just because they're connected doesn't mean that we can't separate those butterflies and use them separately. I'm also using some new words that you can find in the 2019 Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. The Well Said bundle is a great investment. Look at all of these words. I just have sat and brainstormed lots of different sayings you can mix and match with the framelits and the words. It's just a really, really good set that I have really enjoyed. Okay, so let's get started. The other thing I'm using is the Tea Together Designer Series paper from the annual catalog, and I think it's so beautiful, and it really just calls for a butterfly, don't you think? All of those flowers on there. So that's why I decided to use that. All right, well, let's make our butterfly first. Now, because we are just going to use this guy right here, I've cut my cardstock small. That way I don't have to waste cardstock and cut the whole thing out. Now, one idea is that you could actually cut the whole thing out and save the 4 others for different cards, or even make the same card and add these butterflies instead of that one. So that's kind of one way to get more bang for your buck when you run it through. So we're going to use both. They are layered. You can see when you look at these, you can see how this one is more solid. This is the bottom, and this one is skinny. It goes on the top, okay? Now, to make this a little bit easier to put together, I'm actually going to use some multi-purpose adhesive sheet. This is from Stampin' Up, and you can find it in the annual catalog with the adhesives. Now, I'm going to just take this and peel it back, and I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss piece and set it right over here. I'm also going to use it on the words that we cut out in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and get that and put that right there. Now I'm going to push that back over like that. And while it's closed, I'm just going to cut it out right on the edge. And I can save this for another project. All right, so here we go. Now I want to make sure that I've cut off all that edge, that leftover hanging off edge that I have here of the adhesive, because it's going to stick to my Big Shot plates if I don't. All right, so let's get started with these. Another tool that you're going to want to have is your die brush. Here's my mat, and my die brush is hiding out down here. Here we go. Here's the brush. These are really good for your intricate framelits. The words that we're going to cut out, might as well pull those out while we get the Big Shot, is thanks and you. So here's the you, and here's the thanks. All right, bring over the Big Shot. And I do not think that we can get all of these at one time, so I'm not even going to try. But let's see if we could do the words and the butterfly, since we have those papers connected there on that adhesive sheet at the same time. All right, so get those situated like that. And let's see, I need to move that over a little bit so it doesn't get stuck when we run it through. Now, when I have an intricate die, something that has lots of cutting edges on it, I like to just kind of run it through 3 or 4 times just to make sure they've all had enough pressure on them. All right, let's see. There's our thanks right there. I'm going to leave that stuck down. And our you, that one cut all the way out. And then our butterfly, beautiful, beautiful. All right, now we've got to cut out our solid butterfly. This is in Rich Razzleberry. Let's give it one more go through just to be sure. All right, beautiful. Okay, now we can start working on getting all the little, what I call the doodads out, all those little pieces. And your die brush really should take care of most of those. See how easily those came out? When you have adhesive on the back, it does sometimes take a little more finagling to get those out because they are sticky. So I sometimes just leave it in there and then poke them out as I peel it off. So we'll do that in a minute. Let's see, we need the U kind of stuck in there. See if we can get it to pop out. There we go. And then the thanks, which looks to me like, well, let's see. Some of the sticky paper came off. So we're going to set that aside right there, and we'll take care of that in just a second. Okay, let's put together our butterfly. We want to trim off the extra little pieces first. This is where it's connected, you know, to the next butterfly. So I'm just going to take my paper snips and just trim that off. Do the same here, like that. And now we're going to peel this backing off. This adhesive sheet has now made it a sticker. If I can just get my nail in there, there we go. It has made it a sticker, and you can see those little doodads are still stuck, but now they're easy to get out. You can just stick them to your fingers like that. Okay, so we're going to stick this down right here. Got to get it lined up. And the multi-purpose sheet adhesive is very forgiving. If you stick it and it's crooked, you can peel it up. And then once I get it set, and one thing I do like to do is to also trim off those antennas, because those are almost impossible to line up. Once you have it set like you want it, you can go and put a clear block on top of it, just to kind of put pressure on it to make sure you've got a nice seal there along your adhesive. Now I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and go along the edges. If you've ever touched a butterfly, you know that your hands come away with that shimmer on it. So this is kind of giving that effect. My puppies seem to think it's playtime when mommy makes a video. They don't like me to make a video without them. If you watch my Facebook Lives, you know that for sure. Okay, there we go. I'm going to push that aside, and let's get our stitched rectangle. I have used those fun stitched rectangles to cut out a Whisper White stitched rectangle. And now I'm going to take this, my thanks, I'm going to pull out those little sticky pieces. When you do a die cut that has the adhesive back on it, you find these little doodads stuck to you all day. You'll go to the grocery store and you'll see them on your pants, you'll find them in your hair. They work really well getting things stuck to your card and also getting things stuck to your body. Okay, so let's put this right here in the middle. And again, if I don't get it stuck quite right, it's quite forgiving. And I can kind of peel it and move it quickly after I've done it. I wouldn't try to do it the next day, but right after, then you'll be fine. All right. Thanks and you. That doesn't sound like it makes sense, does it? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take the sending stamp. I'm going to see if I can do this straight without sticking my head under this camera. And I'm going to stamp that right there. Ah, pretty good. What I recommend when you're trying to line words up is to practice on your grid paper. Put the grid paper out and practice stamping along those lines. It helps you to kind of visually see where you need to hold it and gives you some practice. You could also take a ruler and draw a really light pencil line to help you kind of put your words straight. But I think I did pretty good, not bad. All right, I'm going to take this. This is a texture stamp from the Beauty Abounds, and I'm just going to put a little bit there in the corners like that. All right, now before we start putting our card together, I think I'll just finish off this rectangle. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and it's got this end with this little putty stuff on it. And these are the Share What You Love pearls. You can tell I favor certain colors. I only have a few left. These are fun. I use pearls almost on every project I do these days. All right, there we go. I like it. Then we're going to take our butterfly and we're going to stick it right there. But I think I'll wait until we've got our card put together so that I make sure I get it right in the correct spot. All right, so a coastal cabana card base. I'm going to again add some texture and just along the top and the bottom, because we're going to cover this center part here with paper. Here's that beautiful paper. And you can see the other pieces I have are just the opposite print on the back. And what I'm going to do, instead of cutting a large piece and layering it, I'm just going to cut these small, 1 inch, probably three quarters of an inch would be fine, and just adhere them to the top and the bottom. Let's see, there we go. All right, now we can put adhesive all the way across and put it right in the middle. All right, now let's get our rectangle, and we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals, of course. I love dimensionals. All right, let's see. I kind of want it down towards the bottom a little bit to give us room for our butterfly. All right, now let's see. Perfect. That's going to fit perfect. So I'm going to use glue dots on the back, just in the spaces where you won't be able to see them. Not in the open holes there, but in you can see where it's more solid around the outside of the wings. All right, and let's put it right there. Isn't that gorgeous? Now remember, you could change that sentiment up. You could change it to happy birthday, a sympathy card, a bridal shower card. There's lots of options with this Well Said bundle. Now the twine that I'm using is from the Nature's Poem twine pack in the annual catalog. It's got 4 colors in it, and I love all of them. They're great colors. And looks like I didn't tie that tight enough. Let's try that again. I like to tie some twine around the seam of my card. I do that a lot. I like it a lot. All right, there you go. Now you guys, this was one of my Facebook Live projects I did on Facebook Live. I also did 3 other projects using this Beauty Abounds bundle. So click on the link if you're watching on YouTube and hop over to my blog, and you can get this PDF. It has everything that I used, as well as the measurements down here. Now one thing I want to add in here to the inside are just a few of these little, let's see, I'll do that one there. A few of these little butterflies. Well, no, I think I'll do these down here, just to get some more stamping in on our card. And there you have it. All right, you guys, I hope you like this card. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. And make sure you hop over and grab that PDF and a few more ideas on how to use your Beauty Abounds bundle. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.